My name is Will Bramer. I'm from the U.S., Wisconsin in the U.S. to be specific. So where we are right now is Yoyogi Park in the center of Tokyo. When you're in such a big city, it's kind of hard just seeing buildings, but this is like a big area of nature that you can go to, and there's a dog running park, and I grew up with dogs, so I can see some big dogs running around and chasing each other since I can't have a dog very easily in Tokyo. So it's just a nice relaxing place to come. So I joined Code Chrysalis originally in the Foundations Light class they had in February of 2023. My schedule, I couldn't do the Foundations course, but I really wanted to learn programming from a structured way, and I had known people that went to Code Chrysalis before, so I found that and I joined in February of 2023, and then learned enough so that I could take the Immersive, where I started in September of 2023. I joined Code Chrysalis because of the track record that it had. So my brother actually was working as a hiring manager for a company, and they hired a student that went to Code Chrysalis, and I got to talk to him a lot and learn about his experience and his process through Code Chrysalis. And then I also came to a lot of events before. So there was a trivia night I came to that Code Chrysalis put on that was a lot of fun, where I got to meet a lot of people. I got to go see their demo days, so I got to see and talk to the students and hear about their experience. And I found that it was positive feedback and people were progressing in the way they wanted to. Before Code Chrysalis, I was an English instructor at an Eikaiwa, which is just a language school. I did that for about 7 years at different Eikaiwas, and I also was an English instructor as well for 3 years in Korea. Being an instructor of English is rewarding, but after a while it kind of gets repetitive. So I wanted something that seems like you're constantly learning. I already know how to speak English, and so like I'm not learning through my job, but like in software engineering, not only am I doing my job, but I'm also learning a lot as I'm going, and it seems like there's endless amount of things to learn, and learning is one of the things I like doing a lot. Yeah. My first impression was, it sounds like a great idea, but it's really hard when you're comfortable to leave a job where you're getting paid to then have to pay money and learn and not work and then look for a job. But I'm very happy I did it. I would do it again. But yeah, my first thing was like, it's interesting. I've never heard of education quite like this. So I looked into it more, and it seemed like the route I wanted to take. What drove me to go to Code Chrysalis, there were a multitude of factors. One was I was pretty stagnant in my previous job. Like, it wasn't going anywhere. I was kind of just going through the motions of going to work, getting money, coming home. But you know, work is a lot of your life. Like, it takes a lot of time, so I want to have enjoyment when I do my work as well. Like, I wasn't not happy, but it just wasn't rewarding for me. So there was that. Also, my uncle was a data scientist, and he passed away. So in his memory, kind of think like, oh, what are some things that he would suggest? He seemed to really like his job when he was doing it, and it also made you think, well, life's short, so am I gonna do things that are not making me happy for 40 hours a week at least, right? So those were the two biggest factors, yeah. So the Immersive was very difficult, very rewarding. Like, I was really happy to go every day. Some of the difficult parts were just, you have to really plan your time out well. Like, I lived 2 hours away from the school, and I commuted both ways each time. That was difficult, but just like using your time wisely. So those 2 hours that I was on a train each way, I was studying, using YouTube videos. Can't really code on a train. Occasionally I pulled out my computer and coded, and the people next to me looked at me like I was crazy. But yeah, it was really difficult because it's 9 to 5 about of the official hours. But what it really is like all your life for 3 months. 3 months. But like, if you're really passionate about it, it goes really quickly. I couldn't believe how quickly it felt. Like, I can't believe I'm already done with it. Like, I only started coding a year ago, but it feels like the amount I know and I've learned is like better than, there's some software engineers I've talked to that have done it for 13 years, and I've shown them the things I've done, and like, I don't know how to do that. So like that is really rewarding. Yeah. Working with my cohort was great. For me, I also didn't want to do something that's purely online, because I like talking to people. I think it's really helpful because you also get different perspectives at the same problem. So like I said before, coding's like a puzzle. Like, someone else might have the piece that you're missing, and they can help you, not by giving you the code, but like helping guide you to what documentation you need, or maybe you're looking in the wrong file completely. And then also, it also is more realistic too, because nobody is, unless you're like the guy that made Stardew Valley, is gonna make something from scratch by themselves where they have complete control and don't have to work with anybody. Like, you have to learn, because it's a new field, how to work with people in that field, and I think that's really helpful. The curriculum, I think, is structured really well, and it really does cover the things that are necessary now. So like, you're not learning things, like, I know people who studied computer science and they know data structures, but that doesn't mean they know how to code in the frameworks that are used today. So it really is structured well. And yeah, it's fast-paced. Like you said, it's only 3 months, and some things you cover for 2 days. But it also kind of helps you have your own autonomy. Like, a lot of people, when you go to school, it's just like, you tell me how to do calculus, I do calculus problems, I now know how to replicate it. But in software engineering as a field, like, because there's so many different things, you need to know how to do things, like I said, in a team, but also people in your team are busy. So on your own as well, you can't keep asking senior engineers, like, how do I do this? And it's structured in a way to set you up both, where you can work in a team, but also find things out on your own. I think I have enough tools and knowledge to succeed in the career path I want now. Another thing that isn't mentioned a lot at Code Chrysalis in the things that I learned while I was there is it also helps you communicate about technology as well. So not only do I have more of the hard skills now, where I can go into a job, I've had some things where I've looked at different project files and I can figure out where everything is now. I can contribute to it if I'm asked to, but also I can communicate well about technology, which I think communication is something that is lacking in a lot of companies, a lot of jobs. So like, it helps you build soft skills in technology with the hard skills. So I think maybe even more than other places where it's just like focused on, can you code this? How quickly can you code? It's just like, can you also communicate what you did so people after you can understand what you did and take over from that. The community at Code Chrysalis is, it's really amazing. Like, I'm already friends with the instructor I had, or 2 of them now. Like, you can always ask for advice after. Before, like I said, there were events I could go to get to know people. I've been able to tour tech companies just to see what offices and companies are like, because someone from Code Chrysalis works there. Of course, you have to get yourself a job, but you're able to like get perspectives from everywhere, and everybody's friendly and pretty available when you need them to be. I would say my life now compared to before Code Chrysalis is just, like I was speaking about before, just more fulfilling. Like, even though I'm still job hunting at the moment, like, just waking up and coding for a day is way more rewarding to me than it was going into a classroom where I couldn't leave for 40 minutes because that was a contract. Now, like, it feels rewarding and free compared to going into an office where you just, like I said, go through the motions. Yeah, I would say I feel transformed. My advice to anyone thinking about taking the immersive would be just do it. Like, it took me a while. From when I first heard about it, I actually have a note on the day that my brother first told me about it in my phone, so I know it was like January 2021. So it took me like almost 3 years to finish. That's 2 years too long, because like I could have been much happier earlier. Yeah, and if you're not sure, like I said, try to connect with the community. The community is really good. People will give you advice. People will help you with things you may not understand, or answer any questions you have about it. So if you're unsure, just, yeah, communicate with people. And if you know you want to be a programmer, just do it. Yeah.